Morning. You guys ready to plant some corn? I'm ready to plant some corn, kinda. I gotta get the seed tender out. We're gonna take it over to the other hoop barn where we got the seed stored. And we're gonna fire up this Massey corn planter. Should be exciting. Christen it. And once he gets done doing that, we'll throw some seed in it. And I think we got about 150 acres we're ready to plant. So that's the plan for the day. Yep, I need that. It's kind of wedged in there a little bit. That might be a little bit of a challenge. Might be better off to go get the front end loader and maneuver it a little bit. Gotta go look through some paperwork, figure out what variety we're putting here. Wes, our agronomist from Integrated Ag Solutions, he's down. He's going to help us get started. And like I say, Travis is over here just basically doing the final blessing. He's making sure all the vacs work. So this is a demo planter and tractor from Massey Ferguson. If you're new to the channel, we were given the opportunity to run this machine for the year, so we pounced at that opportunity. Pretty sweet looking tractor, pretty sweet corn planter. But with a brand new tractor and corn planter, usually become startup issues, so we're trying to mitigate those as much as possible. That's what Travis is doing there. It's not uncommon with any new piece of equipment to find a hose that maybe got left a little loose or something along those lines. So by using an integrated ag service, one thing they do is help us place seed. Get this nice little folder here, and in it I've got a chart where seed varieties go. Probably should have looked over this sooner, so I have some questions, but luckily Wes is here, our agronomist. For example, one question would be, I got two fields side by side and they take a different seed variety, so I'm going to ask Wes, how critical is that? I'd really like to get by with, the same seed in the same area. 73 acre field, 26 acre field. A box will plant about 110, 120 acres, so we'll get that figured out and see what variety or what box of varieties we're going to grab. So right off the rip today, we're going to be planting Seed Consultants 1122. So that should be 112-day corn, pretty drought tolerant corn. When I was analyzing the hybrids, that one was selected for this field anyways. Wasn't the top selection, but I think knowing that ground that it will probably do better there. So that's what we're going with first.
Well, good morning. Not quite as bright and early as I was hoping to get started today, but I had some stuff to do there at the shop before we come down, ordering some more product and that kind of stuff. And just topped off the tanks. See how much work we can get done today. So you never know what's going to come into these fields down the river bottoms when the water gets in. This field did have some river water on it earlier this month. Anybody need a camp chair? All right, so moving fields, first thing we're going to do is load up our destination here. It all looks good. We're going to activate our product. So we are running prescriptions, variable rate fertilize to maximize our investment. That's wrong. There it is. That's what it looks like before we load it into the system. Average 169.2 pounds per acre. Total to apply 11,979 pounds. Our prescription is now loaded. We had a little snafu with the system. Wiped out all of our AB lines. We're off. Didn't turn on my blockage monitor. Do that real quick. Yeah, because right now I'm not doing anything. Not doing a darn thing. All right, let's back up, find out what we did wrong. Holding the camera is probably the first thing. And you can see the dirt looks pretty good. Would help if we did have some new points on there. It would look a lot better, I think. Make do with what we got for right now. All right, take two. It is entirely possible I just did not have the master switch engaged, which is that floor switch, and that was the case. All right, approach the end of the field. Make a little cloud of dust. And as soon as the monitor says we're done, we are at the end, we'll pick up and do this calibration. So I pick up, kick off my master switch, which is the foot pedal, and when the tractor stops moving, you can hit stop accumulating. Rate controller says we put out 405 pounds. The scale says we put out 370 pounds. It shows you the adjustment it's going to make here. You get the check mark, and we are good to go. All right, surprisingly, I've made it around the whole field without getting out a whole heck of a lot until now. Gonna have to move a little tree branch out of the way. Don't think we can mulch that one up. All right, the tree branch was a little bit larger than anticipated, so I have a feeling I'll be back down here in a few days. The loader, I'll push it out of the way so when Brian comes down to plant corn, he won't have to deal with it.
Now the question is, did he forget? So we're gonna go ahead and start filling up the planter. Got a couple things we're still ironing out on the planter, but while Travis is doing that, I can at least have the seat in there. We're not behind yet. Noon was the goal time, and it's 11:25, so we're right on time. We should be ready. So there's some old seat in there, just stuff that was residue. Probably should have done that out here, but we did it up there. You got to christen the new planter, right? So these tenders have scales in there. I'm going to put in 1,000 pounds. Hit enter. Now we will count out 1,000 pounds, and then the auger will shut off. That way, I can get an even fill. Now, being that this is a new planter, we're going to put a lot of graphite talc in it. This stuff is seed lubricant, just helps the seed slide through the tube, slide on the plates. Supposed to use that with corn and beans. Unless you have an air seeder like us, then you don't have to use it. Well, it's time. We're heading to the field. Let's see here. Whoop. Dropping stuff. Dropping stuff already. Man, that narrow hood's gonna be nice. So this is the field we're doing. And we are using the monitor in the Massey Ferguson to steer with. This will be the first time I haven't used an ag leader to steer my tractor in a long time, so wish me luck. But might have to do some steering by hand. BJ made a boundary for this field with the strip till bar, and unfortunately, he didn't realize he was on WAS, which WAS is not sub-zero inch accuracy or repeatability. So basically what I'm saying is the strip till is going to be a bit off in this field. Ideally, the corn would go exactly where those rows are, and I don't see that happening. So we should be close, but we might be in and out of the rows a little bit, which is going to be unfortunate. Kind of defeats the purpose, but there's no way around it right now. Fortunately, not all the fields are going to be like that, but these first couple will be. Now, as per usual, we are starting right along a major U.S. highway. That way, everyone can see our mistakes. It's kind of how we roll around here. This is our first pass. We've obviously got something a little wonky there. So we're going to see what we got going on. Also going to check our depths. As you can see, we've got basically no seed in that box. They should be pretty well full. Have some in them. Need to crank the bulk fan quite a bit, you think?
What do you have it on right now?
So right now, we're getting our flows figured out. Just adding a little bit more flow to that unit so that we can push more seed. And as we speed up, we might have to add a little bit more flow to it. I'd rather have, I don't want to run out of seed. What I mean by that is there's a hydraulic fan pushing air, and that air is carrying that seed to each one of them rows. If we don't have enough RPMs on that fan, the outside rows typically, like there's a run here and there's a run there. Those are two separate runs. They will, the outside rows will typically run out first because they're the first away from the fan. We don't want that to happen, so let's see if we got that fixed now. Here you can see it's kind of filling in where we ran out of seed, fixing our skips. One of the other things we've noticed, our vacuums are a little off. With these, you have a valve on the vacuum itself you have to turn. So Travis is out there. He's turning my vac, which is cranking this one up a little bit. So now we are going to dig, make sure our clutches are turning on like they're supposed to. Don't want to be turning on too late or too early. Good news is right there we're on the strip pretty good.
16, 17 inches. I think last year Dad wanted it 15.
That good, Dad? 16, 17 inches off first row?
Room for the corn stout to get through? Yeah. Right? If I remember. That's what Travis said. So there's three.
More. I'd rather have less. I'd rather have it closer to the road than that's where it's at.
I was like 17. So tell me what you want.
So I think we've got all the kinks worked out for now. Had a couple closing wheels that weren't tracking the greatest, so we're going to straighten those out real fast, and then we're going to hit the go fast button because, well, we got a pop-up storm coming. It's like 85 today, so that makes sense. Oh, buddy. We're not going to get a lot of acres in today, I feel. But corn planter is alive. She works. And that was the whole goal of this, was to find out if everything was going to work on the corn planter. So mission accomplished, I guess. Now, I know a lot of you are going to ask about my initial impressions of the tractor, or what I think of it, or do I love it, and all that good stuff. It's way too early to tell. I'm still really learning the systems in the tractor. The screen here is really kind of giving me some learning curves at the moment. I think it's just because I've only ever ran an ag leader for, what's it, 2000, I don't know, 18, something like that. So getting the hang of that's taken me a little bit, but we are making dust flies, so not the end of the world there. The tractor itself, I do like the visibility of the machine. And power-wise, I really haven't got to try it out too much. I did get it up to 9 miles an hour, just seeing that, just wanted to confirm it would pull it, but I mean, there's a little bit of a roll right there in this field that probably doesn't show up. We pulled it just fine. There's a couple big swales in this field. I don't know that I'm going to get to them now because of this rain moving in, but if I do, then we'll have a really good idea of what, how it's looking, or how it's working. Well, it's starting to rain. So right now we have end rows on everything that I planted today. Or we've finished everything I have end rows on, so I don't think we're gonna get a lot of rain, but we're getting rain doing right now. So I'm gonna fold this thing up, we're gonna take it back to the shed. I'd hate to get rained out of this 70-acre field with a bunch of end rows on it and then not come back for a while. I don't think that's gonna be the case, but as it stands, we'll just start fresh right where we stopped today. So we're gonna wait and see what happens. We're gonna give it about 25 minutes. I'm gonna eat some lunch. About 3:30 now. So first day startups are always like this. I mean, I've had more successful ones as far as acres covered, and I've had less successful ones. We planted 10 acres. Not a lot, but we did, like I say, confirm everything works. New planter, got everything set on it. Row clutches are kicking on fine, shutting off fine. Our gauge wheels are not our gauge wheels. Our closing wheels are tracking fine. All that good stuff. So we're going to call this a win. Hopefully we can come back here and finish planting this in a little bit, or if not in a little bit, maybe tomorrow. But we'll see. Surprisingly, this ground was wetter than I thought it would be, and I assume it's from all the vegetation out there. There's definitely more moisture than I was expecting to see. Meanwhile, on the other end of the farm, it wasn't raining yet. Well, not enough to stop BJ, just yet. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you would, do me a favor, thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and we will see you in the next one.